We let an AI read the book Meditations by Marcus Aurelius, and this is what it had to say. Okay, let's dive right in. So first, let's get a little context on the author. We're talking about Marcus Aurelius, the emperor of Rome back in the 2nd century. A true philosopher king who, believe it or not, preferred a life of peace, but ended up spending most of his reign at war defending the empire.
And here's the kicker. Meditations wasn't some book he was writing for an audience. Nope. This was his private journal, a series of personal notes he wrote to himself. He was basically using the principles of Stoicism to coach himself through the absolutely insane pressures of his life. We're talking everything from civil wars and plagues to just the daily grind of court politics.
So, to really get a handle on this incredible work, our AI analysis broke all of this timeless wisdom down into 4 key areas. Think of it as a roadmap for understanding the mind of one of history's most fascinating leaders.
First up, we tasked the AI with something that sounds, well, kind of impossible: to summarize the entire spirit of Meditations into its absolute most essential forms.
So, if you had to boil the whole book down to a single word, what would it be? The AI concluded it's all about equanimity. That's a state of just total mental calmness and composure, especially when things get tough. As Marcus himself put it, the goal is to be unspotted by pleasure, undaunted by pain. Okay, how about one sentence? This is it. This is the core thesis of the whole book. It's a call for this radical focus on our inner world, our thoughts, our judgments. Because let's face it, the outside world is fundamentally out of our hands. And if we zoom out to a paragraph, the AI synthesized that Stoicism, the way Marcus practiced it, isn't some abstract philosophy. It's a practical, real-world guide for a busy life. It teaches us to live by reason, to accept our place in the grand scheme of things, and to always, always remember that everything, fame, fortune, even our own lives, is fleeting. But okay, how would you explain this to a 5-year-old? This is where it gets really cool. The analysis found the perfect metaphor right in the book itself. Imagine your mind is this huge, roaring fire. Bad things that happen. Insults, setbacks, bad luck, they're just logs. You can throw them into the fire and they don't put it out. They become fuel and make it burn even brighter. All right, so let's jump forward a couple thousand years. How do these ancient ideas from a Roman emperor possibly apply to our chaotic digital world? Well, the AI made some pretty fascinating connections. Take social media, for example. You just know Marcus would have had some thoughts on this. He would probably see our endless quest for likes and followers as a huge mistake, basically handing over our peace of mind to other people. As he famously wrote, "Let not thy peace be in the mouths of men." He'd probably remind us that the person praising you, and you, the one being praised, will both soon be just dust and ashes. So you see the pattern here, right? Whether we're talking about social media, the rise of AI, or global conflict, Marcus's advice would be to turn inward, to focus on your own rational, virtuous response, and to remember our common humanity, that harming someone else is ultimately harming yourself. Now, this is one of my favorite parts. Beyond all the famous quotes you might have already heard, the analysis uncovered 3 practical and often overlooked hidden gems. These are actual mental techniques anyone can start using right now. And these aren't just, abstract philosophical concepts. Think of them as 3 powerful mental exercises. The first one helps you strip away illusions. The second helps you build genuine gratitude. And the third teaches you to just accept the constant natural flow of life. Okay, check this out. This quote perfectly illustrates that first technique, deconstruction. To fight off desire and status anxiety, Marcus would mentally break down luxury items into what they actually are. That fancy wine? It's just fermented grape juice. That expensive purple robe, the color of royalty? It's just sheep hair stained with the guts of a shellfish. When you put it that way, it kind of robs the object of its power to impress you, doesn't it? The second gem is the gratitude audit. The entire first chapter of his book is just this. It's a detailed list of what he learned from every important person in his life. From his grandfather, he learned meekness. From his mother, piety. From a teacher, how to endure hard work. It's an amazing practice that really grounds you in all the good you've received from other people. And finally, his really profound view on change. Instead of fearing loss or death, he saw it as totally natural and necessary. He compares generations of people to leaves on a tree. They sprout, they flourish for a season, and then they fall, making way for new leaves. It's a cycle, not a tragedy.
All right, for our final section, the AI extracted a kind of blueprint for life, pulling specific advice for different ages straight from the emperor's own writings.
So, for your 20s, when life is just full of distractions and there's so much pressure to fit in, the big advice is to build your inner citadel. That means focusing on forging a strong, resilient character based on your own principles, not chasing fleeting passions or caring what the crowd thinks.
Then, when you hit your 30s and responsibilities start piling up, the focus shifts to duty. Perform your role, whether you're a parent, a professional, a citizen, do it justly and to the best of your ability. And the reward, Marcus would say, isn't the outcome or the praise. It's in the action itself. By your 40s, you've probably been through some stuff, right? You've faced disappointment, maybe even betrayal. Here, Marcus advises us to practice perspective. He says that people who wrong us are really just harming their own character, not ours. And because of that, they deserve our pity, not our anger.
As you get into your 60s, the work becomes about really reflecting on impermanence. The idea is to let go of the need for fame or a legacy, because both you and everyone who might remember you will eventually fade. True peace, he believed, comes from just accepting your small part in the vastness of time. And finally, for your 80s, Marcus offers this incredibly beautiful and calm way to look at the end of life. He says to see it not as something terrifying, but as a natural destination. You boarded the ship, you sailed the sea, and now you've arrived at the shore. It is simply time to step off, with grace and without fear. You know, at the end of the day, this entire exploration all circles back to one simple, incredibly powerful truth. The quality of your life is determined by the quality of your thoughts. Your inner world doesn't just reflect your outer experience, it actually creates it. And so we're going to leave you with the one question this ancient emperor, this philosopher king, would want you to ask yourself, not just once, but every single day.